Today I'm going to be working on my 1991 Mazda Miata. This has been a vehicle I have been building for a while now. It sucks I couldn't really get you guys any of the info back when it was first bought, but I've had this vehicle for a little over 9 years now, and I've put a lot of work into this car. As you can see, it doesn't have a front end because I hit a wall. That's another story that we can get into a little bit later on down there, but this thing has been a beautiful project for me, and as every car guy and gal knows, they're never done. So you can see there's multiple stuff still missing. I got a whole bunch of stuff up here I got to clean up, but for the most part she rips. But right now I'm having some engine trouble. The bottom end is fully built, forged rods, pistons, crankspin rebalanced. The works on the bottom end. The top end has been fully refurbished, brand new freaking valves, springs, retainers, everything's been replaced in the head. After the turbo kit was installed, I had it sent over to Trackworks with Ethan, and he tuned this thing to about 258 wheel horsepower only because my turbo topped out. So he told me that the vehicle would be guaranteed 300 once I upgrade my turbo, and that is definitely a given. But until then, I got to figure out what's going on with it right now. So the problem that I'm having currently is that I cannot go into boost all of the way. Now I can slowly creep into boost lightly on the throttle, and she will slowly accelerate into boost. But as soon as I give it full throttle, say flooring it, downshifting, flooring it, it's like it's hitting a wall. Like basically, if you've ever heard two-step, that's what it's doing. So it's crazy, and I can't figure it out. I've took it back to my tuner. He's data logged it, checked everything, said everything looks great, my timing's fine. He doesn't see a problem. And to me, this is a thing that has been happening kind of intermittently, but it's slowly been getting worse, which is making me thinking that it's a sensor that is failing or something like that. Now I can drive the vehicle normally, and it runs perfectly fine. Like I said, I can slowly accelerate, drives fine, shifting, downshifting, it's perfectly fine. Until I go into boost is when the problems start happening. So I've gapped the spark plugs down to 23 as my tuner spec'd them down. I've had brand new spark plugs in here. I've checked these spark plugs again. They're Coney Yellows for RX 8s. Bought those brand new. They are flowing correctly. I've checked my fuel pressure. That one is at 40 psi while at idle and a little bit over while driving. I have a 255 Dashworks fuel pump in the vehicle. It's doing its job. I've checked the boost pressure gauge. That works fine. I've checked my spark. Everything's that fuel, ignition, spark, air works fine. Like everything's perfect. So I'm kind of trying to figure out the problem here. Now I've replaced the IAC with a known good one. I have multiple parts over there. Replaced it with a known good one. Also replaced the one under the throttle body here. I would buy new parts, but this part here goes for about 600. The one under the throttle body goes for about 1,000. So you can see why I don't want to dabble in that. So I did tell you that this car was cheap, but it's only cheap on all the other parts. The turbo kits, the wheels, the tires, all the pistons, everything else. But when it comes to the electrical stuff on this car, it is very, very expensive. I don't understand why. Ask Mazda. But diving back into this problem, almost dropped my phone. I'm ripping this turbo apart because it is loose. If I wiggle it, there's play here. There's play on this exhaust manifold, and then there's play on the adapter bracket from the T3 manifold to the T2 turbo. Now, the reason why I have this setup like this and all these little shifty little pancakes is because for some reason you cannot find T25 turbo manifolds. They're just really hard to find, and if you can find them, they're the old chrome steel, and that's the one I had on here before. And it shattered like glass after, say, 100 miles maybe. it shattered like glass. This whole part here was just destroyed, just shattered, fell inside of each other. So I had to get a T3 manifold and then somehow get away from my T2 turbo to mount to that. And that came in with the little adapter plates here from a T3 to a T2, and then boom, I can mount it up. But the sucky thing is that this whole vehicle, motor mounts, suspension, all the way to the rear is polyurethane. Shoot, even the tie rod end links are polyurethane. So this thing vibrates like no other, and the hood exit does not help that at all. So basically what's happening is it's vibrating all of my bolts loose here. It's vibrating all of my bolts loose here. Now, like I said, I've been doing a lot of work on this car, and those bolts have vibrated loose before, and I haven't had those same problems. So really, to me, this is just preventative maintenance. I'm just gonna Loctite all of them. I would put the little, what is it, the wire method, but that's a lot of time. So I'm just going to, I'm gonna Loctite all of them. And then probably whenever I upgrade my turbo setup is when I'm going to do the wire method and stuff a little bit more elaborate. But until then, that's what I'm doing. So let's dig into it. All right. So one of these bolts already broke, and that was for my wastegate, my internal wastegate. One of the bolts broke off, so I'm probably gonna have to, well, not probably, I'm definitely gonna have to like get that dang bolt out of there. But I'm gonna focus on that after I take the turbo out of here. So as you guys can see, I finally got the last bolt off, and I'm getting ready to pull the turbo off. Now, while inspecting the turbo mounting surface, I did notice that one of my gaskets for my turbo was broken off. This most likely happened because the bolts got loose, and then when it backfires and stuff like that, it just sends an explosion past it and it just breaks it off. So I'm definitely gonna have to get another one of those to fix that problem, that sealing problem. What you see me doing right here is just cleaning the surface, just getting it ready for another gasket, basically, so it can seal properly. After I cleaned up all the surfaces and it was clean of debris, I wanted to go ahead and show you the problems that I'm having with these pancakes and why they keep shaking loose. They have their own sets of bolts for each. It's a pain because I have to remove the turbo and everything just to get to these bolts. Actually, under this plate here that's moving back and forth, there's another set of bolts underneath that bolts the T3 adapter to the manifold itself. So that's another problem area. So I'm just really wanting to just upgrade to a T3 turbo just so I can bolt it straight to the manifold and I don't have all of these problems going forward. But yeah, guys, I think that is it for today. I'm gonna go ahead and start up on this thing again tomorrow. Keep on moving forward. The next thing I'm gonna have to do is remove the broken bolt from the turbo manifold, and I will be walking you guys through that. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.